Hey guys, hello. Hey guys. Hey, hey Dark Luna. Hey Teja. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend today? It's weekend though. I really appreciate you guys coming in. How was your weekend today? Was it good? Uh, Hello Shritan. Hey guys. Hey. Hi Furkan. How are you all doing? Hello. It's fine. Mine did go well as well. I had a bit of work I had to do, but it didn't go as expected. So kind of pissed off for that. Apart from that, the weekend was kind of good. Hi Vishnu, great, great, good to know. That's great. I hope you guys were able to complete the project until what we did until yesterday, right? So today we'll be completing the whole thing and then we'll be deploying it to Vercel. Okay, so we'll be pushing everything to a GitHub repo and then we'll just link our Vercel to the GitHub. Okay, yeah. No, I mean it's not like I can do anything. It's more, I mean it's college work actually. uh, I can't do anything if the management is lazy, right? So yeah. All right, we'll just wait for another 2 minutes. We'll okay. It's already 7:02, so we'll just wait for one more minute. We'll get started around 7:03. Okay. Right. Apart and meanwhile, do you guys have any doubts or any questions that you guys want to ask? Apart regarding that internship session, like you guys wanted to have a session, right? Like how to apply for internship, how to like basically prepare for internship, how to research and then list down the companies that you want to apply, all these things, right? So basically, I was thinking we can have it next week. Okay, so we'll just have it one day. We'll just create a live stream for that. Okay, I was thinking about recording a video, but that won't be good. It would be great if we can interact together as well. So we'll just have a live session. So you guys let me know whether you want it on weekdays or weekends. Okay, because weekends, some of you might be available, some of you might not be available. So on weekends, again, same case, some of you might be available, some of you might not be available. So we'll just create a poll. Okay, I'll just drop a poll in Discord, Telegram, and then WhatsApp community, WhatsApp groups. So you guys decide whether you want it on weekdays or weekends. So we'll just have 1 hour, 1.5 hour session. We'll just go through the things that you have to do, the way you have to prepare, all these things. Okay, and then yeah, I hope that will help you guys to get the challenging internship instead of just a normal internship. Okay, great. Okay, so it's 7:03. Let's get started. Let me just pull up my chat on my mobile phone. Just a sec. All right. Okay, great. I have the chat on my mobile phone here, and also I wanted to let you know, guys. So I hope you guys can, one thing is you will, in order to get the certificate, of course you have to submit the project as well. Also you have to deploy the project. Please deploy the project and send us the link. Okay, and we'll send out the form for the deployment. Okay, no problem with that. Sorry, form to fill up your submission. Okay, project submission. And the best person or the fastest person to submit the projects would win a goodie from us. So I have one of the goodie here. I have one of the swag. So this is one of the swag. I hope you guys can see this. So I currently have this book with me, but there are t-shirts, there are stickers and all this stuff. So I hope you guys can, submit as soon as possible. So with that said, let's jump back to our code. Let me make this bigger so that you guys can, okay, you guys can see this. Great. Okay, so let me run the project. Okay, so we were done until here, right? So today we'll take a look at the next layout, that will be the tables. Okay, so we'll complete these table and then we'll complete the last form, like basically our introductions. Okay, so let's go to Tailwind use documentation, Tailwind CSS. Okay, we'll go to Tailwind CSS docs and we'll search for tables, table layout. Wait, is this the one? I don't think so. Tables. Okay, I think they have it in a layout way. Okay, cool. Okay, so again, why do we need it in a table wise? Why not? Why can't we have something like this? Why can't we have a card structure of projects? The thing is, if you do a card way, right? If you add your projects in a card way, it's fine though if you have a lesser number of projects. But I would suggest keep it in a tabular form because it will take a less space. Okay, so that the people who are looking into your portfolio doesn't have to scroll until the end. They don't have to scroll, keep on scrolling to just look at your projects. Okay, yeah, if you use card, you can use images and everything, right? You can have like image here and then title, description, all this stuff. But just think about it, it's not required. The image is not required. Nobody cares about the logo, nobody cares about the image, right? All they care is the code, the way you write the code and the output. So make sure that you're emphasizing on that fact. Okay, we don't need to like create a beautiful card that has a stylish shadow, all these stuff. Just a simple table, okay, that has the title of the project and then that has the duration that took you to build the project, like 1 month, 2 months or 6 months, something like that. And then whether it was an individual project or a collaborative project. Okay, and then like the demo link if available, or else the GitHub link. Okay, you can just put this information, that would be enough. That would be great. Okay, and of course if you need some description, you can add that as well, no problem with that. So let's get started with that. So let's add another component. So here we'll add one more component. In the component tab, we'll just say table. Oh, instead of tables, we'll say projects. God, these people, where do these people even come from, lol? Oh yeah, okay. Shritan is moderating. Thanks, Shritan. That's a great help, to be honest. Projects.js. Okay, now we'll start writing our component. Exports default project. Okay, and then yeah, we need projects tab here. Okay, now we have the component ready. Let's import this in our apps.js file. So here we'll write the import statement. So we'll say import project projects from component/projects, and then we'll add it after the projects. Okay, well, if we go back to output, now we have to see projects here. You can see now it's coming up here, right? But we have to do some the layout thing, right? The container things. So we'll just go to skills, we'll just copy this div tag that has the container, come back to project, add it here. Okay, and then close the div. Don't forget to close the div. Okay, now we'll just take this up, put it here. Okay, and then we need to add some class names for this as well, for the heading. So we'll just copy the class name of the in my skills itself, paste it. So now we can see these are like same thing, right, for all the components we have. If you go back to output, now we have projects properly defined. Okay, and you can have like my as well, my like 16 or 4 or something to get some spacing. Oh, I think empty. Yep. Why aren't we getting the space here? We'll take care of that later. We'll take care of the spacing later. I know like everything is like attached to one another right now. We'll take care of that later. Okay, for now let's get the content on the screen. We'll arrange them later. Okay, so we have the projects here. Now let's start adding our tables. So we'll go to Tailwind docs. We'll search for tables. Again, why am I going to docs again and again, searching for every single thing? That's because one thing, use the docs even though you know what you are doing. Try to use the docs more often, because there might be a chance that something might be updated or something might be changed. Okay, and then if you are using it without referring the docs more often, you might think like you might actually face issues, because if something is changed or some implementation is changed by the core development team, you might face issues because you are implementing in the wrong way. Okay, that's the reason, even though you know what you have to do and you know how to do it, go to the docs and copy paste it, because documentation purpose is to make your time simpler. Okay, so if I imagine, if I type every all these things from scratch, okay, it takes a lot of time for me, right? Even though I know all these things, I know table tag, I know th tag, all these things, it takes a lot of time for me. But what if I just copy paste it from the doc? In a jiffy, I'll be able to complete it. So it saves a lot of time as well, and simultaneously you'll be able to get the updated code. Okay, it's not like you're using outdated class names, or you're not using the deprecated class names or deprecated functions. You'll be able to get the updated code. Okay, you'll be in sync with the development team who is responsible to develop the package that you're using. Okay, so please, it's fine to use the docs. Even the senior engineers do that. Okay, it's not like, oh, I'm an intern, or I'm a fresher, like, is it fine if I do this, or do I learn it this way? If you use the docs, you learn the better way. Okay, if you just memorize everything, you won't learn at all. Okay, the good developer always knows that you have to use documentation, because you have no idea. It is, try to spend an hour trying to create a documentation of something. You'll understand how hard it is to create a documentation. And if they are creating a docs for you, make sure you use it for the fullest. Okay, do not think that using a documentation is really bad. It works, makes you a good developer. Okay, so we'll just copy this table tag here, go back, and then we will just add another div. Okay, just to group this, we'll add class names. We'll say empty4 and then add it. Okay, if we go back now to the output, you can see we got table. Okay, although this table is not properly okay, this table is not properly structured, right? It's just bare minimum. Let's see if we can get, okay, so okay, the thing is, this table basically, okay, the one thing about chakra UI is that it gives you everything without any styles. Okay, initially it gives you bare minimum. You have to add your styles like on the go, like on the fly. You have to add your styles. So let's try adding this border. Okay, let's try this, adding this border, table auto, and then table border collapse, these class names. So seems like nothing is showing up. Cool, no problem with that. We'll undo this. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll add our own styles for this. Okay, so for the tr, so what we'll do is for the tr, we'll add class name border. Okay, let's go and check. Border black. Did we get anything? Not yet. Okay. Oh, okay, the reason we're not getting, okay, I know that. Don't do this mistake, guys. I have to turn on the tailwind watcher here. I have to say yarn tailwind watcher here. The reason is I didn't start the tailwind watcher. That's the reason the tailwind cells are not being applied. You can see now it will apply properly. If I refresh the page, right? Alright, it should apply now. If I write something, hopefully it applies, man. Seriously. See, this is the reason one sometimes I hate Tailwind, because you have to do things manually sometimes. Black, I think it should be enough. Oh yeah, it's working now. You can see it's working now. You have to turn on this Tailwind watcher or else it won't work. Okay. Hey Dev, hey Abhishek. Alright, cool. Let's try with this. Let's try with border collapse. Hope this would give us the entire table border instead of adding it individually. Yeah, we got something. That's great. And then now we need a couple of more things. So first thing is we need title of a project, right? TH stands for TH stands for table heading. So we need title, and then we need duration, and then we need type of project. We'll say type. Okay, and then we need demo, and then we need source code. Source. Okay, so we need for all these columns here. Okay, and then here's what we'll be doing. So I'm going to remove all these other data that we have. We'll just keep one row. Okay, and then we'll modify this row. Okay, so now let me add one project here. I'm gonna say React. Okay, I'm gonna be like, I built the React. Okay, and then duration, it took me 3 months to build it. Okay, and then type collaborative. Okay, collaborative. Demo, we'll just add the link, React link. We'll say react js.org. You need to add a tag here since we are linking another web page. Make sure to add a tag. Okay, so we'll say href, add the link inside it. Okay, so if you go back, you can see we got the React icon as well. Okay, you can just say click here. That should be fine. That's even better. Okay, and then code. So we can say click here as well, but we'll just go and get the code. You can go to GitHub of React to get the code. So we'll copy this, come back, add it here. Okay, so we now have all these columns that we need. If you go back, you can see everything that we need here, but it's not properly defined, right? Everything is not good here, right? So let's start doing that. So first thing is we need like borders here, right? We need like good space among them. So just remove this border black from here. Okay, it's great. And we can add some spacing. So we'll say class name mx4. Does this work? mx4. Why can't we get a good table layout with Tailwind, man? That's one of the thing. I mean, these guys have pretty good table length here. Why can't we get that? Right, we're just getting bare minimum. No problem with that. We'll just say width 14 maybe. Should this work? Let's take this and add it here. Oh yeah, we are getting some space here. Let me just go and check the width. We have 5 columns, so have to keep it 20% per this one. So we'll just go and check for percentage. It's width w15. So we'll have 20% each. Come back. It's great. Now I have to just extend this to 100% width. Width full. Why aren't we getting 100% width here? Width full. Width full. Okay, yeah, we got it. All right. Isn't this contained? Oh yeah, it's contained though, but it's taking up all the width. Great. So we'll just try to keep it 80% though instead of 100%. 4 minus 5. 4 of 5. Okay, this is good, right? It's good. Great. So now we have everything done here. So one thing is we have to say text center. I think it should be text center, right? Yeah, text center. So then you'll get all your text centered. It's been a while since I used Tailwind, to be honest with you guys. Okay, so now we can see we got the table that is properly aligned and properly like like what do you say, properly aligned. Okay, so now what we can do is we can have border to this. So I'm gonna say border. I think if you are just border here, it should take a black color border. Oh no, it's taking the white color. We'll just add border black. If you come back, you can see now this is correct, right? So we'll do the same thing to all these classes. Don't worry, we'll be hard coding this, we'll be mapping this again. So now we can see this properly aligned, and we might have to add the border here as well, so that the headers also get some borders. So we'll copy paste this here, 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 and here. Okay, so now we can see we have everything ready, and click here doesn't seems like a link, right? It's still black. So what we can do is we can give a class name for this. I'm gonna refactor this so it's properly visible for you guys. This should be fine. Okay, so we'll say class name text blue 500. Okay, now we can see it's kind of blue in color, so people think it's a link. Okay, and same way we'll refactor here as well so that it's properly aligned and properly formatted. So refactor. I don't have prettier setup here though, like in your VS Code, like when you hit Control S, everything will be formatted, right? I used to have that, but it's really annoying, no? Sometimes even though you don't need it, you used to like completely format everything. Like I didn't need, even though I don't need it. That's the reason I had to remove it. So I have to do it manually, although that's a trade-off. So like right now we have everything. So like it's like I built a React project. It took me 3 months to build it, and I collaborated. Here's a demo and here's the code. Straightforward, no other, like nothing else, straight facts. Okay, straightforward, we're just speaking facts here. Okay, so now let's try to map this. Okay, right now everything is hard coded here, right? Let's try to map this. So again, we'll have a list of projects here. So I'm gonna say projects. If we are okay, if we require an table in order to view our styles, how do we know once the site is published? Right, that's a good question. So if you are like required to start your styles every single time, then how do you know this when you deploy to production, right? So when you deploy to production, you have to build your project, right? When you build it, Tailwind, if you can see here in src output.css, you can see there are like 1,000 number of lines of code here, right? These are the styles that Tailwind has published for you. Okay, Tailwind will look into each and every code. It will see which class name you are using. It will generate those CSS and put it here. Okay, so when you build your project to deploy to production, Tailwind will bundle them and it will only have a required styles. Okay, that required styles that you need, and that's when you don't need to start the Tailwind, because you'll have all the required styles. Whatever the class names you're using, all the styles will be here in output.css. You can ship it. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it. Okay, great. So right now in development you have to start it, because in development you might use new class names, right? That those class name might not be here in CSS. That's the reason you have to start it. But when you go to production, when you deploy this, it's not like you'll be using new class names anymore, right? Because you're deploying this. When you're deploying, all the CSS will be updated in output.css. So that's the reason you have to do. You don't have to start the Tailwind CSS server again. You'll get all the CSS out of the box. Okay, so cool. Now let's add a project. So I'm gonna say name or title, I guess. Title project 1. And what's the next thing that we have? Duration 3 months, and the type collab. Oh, what's happening with this? See, collab. Okay, flex makes the component horizontal, right? Yes, it's like a row wise. Demo, for demo we need a link, so we'll say google.com, and GitHub google.com. Instead of why Google, we'll just say GitHub. Okay, so we have one project here, so you can copy projects here. So now what we can do is you'll come inside T body here, open up a braces, projects dot map project and index. Make sure to add index here so that you get a unique number, like the index number, and then basically you will return these. Okay, copy this tr that you have written and then say return. Okay, and then return these. Now we have to add this. So for tr you have to say key and then provide the index value. And again, if you don't know why key is important here, please check the video that I made in this channel itself, Duolearn channel. You will actually learn a lot of these things. It's very important to use keys. I've explained everything, what happens with and without keys. Okay, and there's also one more video that you have to learn, like why we have to take care of re-rendering and how hard, how important is it to think while writing a component in React. So please check out those videos. That's an amazing video and you have to learn that. Okay, so we have, we'll say project dot title, and then we'll add this here. We'll just say project dot title, project dot duration, come on, project dot type, right? And then here we have href, so we'll say project dot demo. Okay, there's one more guy, one more stupid idiot here. Come on, man. Move. It's so crazy, you know, these guys coming up and disturbing them. I mean, we are doing something here. At least they could just go and spam some stream that are like I mean, like, let's forget them. Cool. Okay, now we can see we are getting it dynamically. So let's add one more project to the list. Let's add one project to this array. So we'll copy this, we'll add this, we'll just say project 2. It took us like 2 months to build it and it was into individual. If we come back, you can see we have one more project here. Okay, so project tab is done. So the last thing that we have to do is the introduction part. Okay, now we'll add about me. So we'll introduce about me and then we'll have some of our, like, you know, contact links, right? So we'll add about me. So we'll add one more component. We'll say about.js and const about equals export default about. Here we have to just copy paste these things first, like, you know, the container and all these stuff. Okay, make sure to close the div. Okay, so here we'll say about me and we'll come back to app.js. Here we'll import about. We'll say import about from from components / about. Then we'll add this here. Okay, and now if I come back, it should see we got about me. I know, guys, I know, like, we have all these things like attached to one another. There is no proper alignment between them. We'll take care of that later. Okay, right now it's not important. First let's get our content on the screen. Oh, okay, and then we'll take care of that. Okay, now we have about here. Now let's start writing about us. Okay, we'll have a div because we need paragraph, and then below that we need the contact information. Below that we need the icons, the social icons, right? So we'll add those things. Okay, so we have Copilot already spoiled the like, you know, surprise for us, writing the class names and all. So let's go with that. So instead of Flora Pipsum, right, I'm gonna write something about myself. I'm gonna write like, hey, this is Pavan, web developer. Oh no, like, let's say started as web developer, especially in Stack, then moving towards, let me enter, yeah, blockchain and Rust ecosystem. Okay, most passionate about learning new things and helping building things that can help people. Of course, I'm currently not currently though, I like to explore new blockchain protocols and learn and experiment with Rust in my free time. And yep, I play games. Right, that's I don't know what to say. You guys judge my bio though. It's something that I'll leave it to you guys. Oh, why didn't this? Hey, where did this go? Oh, I closed the whole thing. Guys, it didn't. Oh yeah, it came now. Oh, a chat. Okay, there's no chat. Great. Okay, cool. Um, although this thing is whole bigger, so we have to make the width a bit smaller here. So I'm gonna say class name width of 80%. Oh, is this too small? What about 2 of 5? This is good, right? This is kind of good. About me, this is kind of good. Let's try 3 of 5. Yeah, this should be fine. Right, this should be fine. Okay, great. We'll just try to highlight a couple of things. So I'm going to highlight MERN stack. I'm going to use strong to highlight MERN stack here, because these are the keywords that we have to highlight as much as possible in your portfolio. Okay, it's not like you have to highlight only skills and projects and just let go of things, because you can see, even though there was sometimes you might forget to add something to your skill, or sometimes you might think, like for example Rust, right? I'm still learning Rust, and whenever someone asks me about my skills, I won't tell them that I know Rust, because I know that I'm not good with that yet. So if I have Rust in my skills, that's probably incorrect information. So I have it in about me section, like, hey, I'm kind of passionate about Rust, I'm still learning about Rust. So some people might reach out to me regarding that. They'll be like, hey, I learned that like you are getting started with Rust. Maybe they want to collaborate with me to learn Rust, or maybe they have a project that they would like to me to work with them, or they're curious to know like how I'm getting started. There might be something like this. Okay, so put your portfolio, it's not like only for recruiters to hire you, it's for people who want to connect with you as well. So make sure that your skills are properly aligned, and you know whatever you list in your skills, you know about them. You should know about them. It's not like you've heard about them, it should be something that you know about them. Okay, and coming to about me as well, highlight few some of the topics, so that as I told you, some people might be interested, you might find like-minded people as well, so you might connect with them properly. So again, I'm going to highlight blockchain here, so I'm going to say strong. So strong is HTML tag that makes text bold. Okay, so again I'm going to say strong and add Rust. Okay, so now we can see blockchain, MERN stack and Rust is highlighted. Okay, although you can take it to next level, you can add a class name and then say text, like you can give it a color. I'm going to say text blue 800. You can see I'm highlighting it even more, like I'm giving a dark bluish color for that. It's totally preference, guys, it's up to you. Okay, so now cool, so I've highlighted MERN stack, blockchain and Rust. So when people see that, they'll immediately know that, okay, so when you read this paragraph about me, right, your attention will immediately go to these three words, MERN stack, blockchain, Rust, because it is standing out. That's really important. Okay, if you just have it as blackish color, people have to read the entire thing to understand you. But right now people will immediately know that I know MERN stack, I know blockchain, I know Rust. People know that, and then they'll read everything and they'll understand that I don't know Rust, but I'm still getting started with it. Okay, so that's how it is important. Right now, after that, we'll use h4. We'll start adding our emails. So I'm gonna say hey at Duolearn, because I don't want to just type my own email here. So I'm gonna use hey at Duolearn here as my email. So I'm gonna say I'll use another div, and here in the class name, do I need to use a div? Yeah, let's use it. I'm gonna say flex column, and item center. Okay, and then empty 4. Although we don't need empty, we can use flex column here and then add some gap. Okay, so we'll use h3. We'll see contact or connect with me. We'll list down our email. We'll take care of the font size here, don't worry about it. Okay, and then we'll list down our this one, social media handles. You can go to hero.js. You can get your social media handles from there. So you can see we have our social media handles here, right? This div, copy that div, come back to about, paste it here. Okay, now we can see we have all these data. So now we can give a class name, right? Class name, we can see font LG maybe. Oh, why is this thing not Tailwind? Font size. Oh, it's text SM. Okay, it's text LG. Okay, text LG. Let's try text 2XL. Yep, it's good. And we'll say font bold. Connect with me, fine. We'll add some text color as well for this. We'll say text blue 500 maybe. Yeah, no, we'll use 800. 800 should be fine. Text connect with me, and then we have our email, and then we have the social links. For my email, I'm gonna say class name text LG, and then I'll leave it as it is, but I'm gonna make this clickable. So if they click on my email, they have to open up their mail application. So for that, what you can use, you can leverage anchor tag. Okay, open up a, okay, and then add href. Okay, href, and then add your email. Okay, for that you have to say mail to, okay, mail to, and then add a colon, and then use your email. By doing this, HTML will automatically trigger the browser to open up an email application of the system. So for now, you can see if I click on this mail, my email will be sent. Okay, you can see it is opening up my Gmail, and then it immediately starts writing a mail. Okay, immediately, just by clicking on this. So that's how powerful the anchor tag is. Leverage that. Okay, now we are done with our content here. We're able to add all the contents that we need. Okay, so now let's take care of the alignment. We'll come back, we'll go to app.js file. Now you can see everything is aligned here. So now instead of this app, I'm going to remove this app here. Let's see what happens. I hope nothing breaks. Okay, nothing breaks. Okay, so we'll say flex column. Okay, and then we'll say gap of 4. If you come back, now we can see we have gap, right? We have some amount of gap, although you can increase the gap if you want. Okay, we have good amount of gap now. And now what we'll do is we'll add inter gap as well, some of the gap around here as well. I think we need some more gap. So what we'll do is, let's try to increase the gap here, gap 10 maybe, or gap 16. Alright, this should be fine, right? It's kind of good now. It's not like stuck with one another. This is good. Let's go to our about page and then use flex column, flex gap of 4 maybe. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, this should be fine. And in order to highlight your contact section, we can do one more thing. Okay, so what you can do is here in the about component, right, in about.js, for the main div, add padding bottom of 10. Add padding bottom of 10 so that you get some space here to scroll, or else if you remove this, you can see you won't be able to scroll. Okay, it's just attached to the bottom, you won't be able to scroll. So we'll add some padding bottom so that we can have some space here. And now in order to highlight your contact with me, right, we'll add some border for that. Okay, we'll say background, we'll say bg brown 500 maybe. Bg brown 500. let's go get the background color, BG brown. Okay, we'll say with background color, yeah. Okay, we don't have brown, I guess. Okay, we can use what color would be good? I think we can use this, right? BG blue 600. So we can use BG blue 600. Come back. Now we can see we have this whole thing, right? Now what we'll do is we'll add a border. We'll say border. We need border dashed border. Let's use a dashed border. We'll say dashed border style dashed. So we'll say, oh, what's double? We'll say border dashed and then border white. Okay, now we can see it's like a good thing, right? It's kind of good. And we need border width as well, so I'm going to say border width 4. Now we can see it's kind of biggish border, right? And we'll add some rounded as well. We'll add rounded LG. Okay, it's rounded now. Now we'll add some padding to it so that it's right now we can see it's all things attached, right? The top and bottom. We'll add some padding, so we'll say py of 4. Okay, now it's kind of good. Okay, now we can just make this as text white. Connect with me, and then for all these things we'll say text white. Okay, and even here we'll say text white for the button. Okay, now we can see connect with me is highlighted. Okay, so this should be great, right? This is great. We have a connect with me highlighted and all these things. Now that's it, guys. So you even though I know this thing is really basic, I know this portfolio is really basic. I'm not saying that hey, this is a stylish thing that you can build. Look at the things that we have here. It's perfect, right? You have your introduction. Apparently we have some avatar image, but imagine that your image is here, and immediately the recruiter or whoever is looking at your profile portfolio can see your skills. They scroll down, they can get a good introduction to your projects. No complex setup, just straightforward. They are looking at facts about your projects, and then they'll read about you. I mean, this will trigger things, right? They will be surprised to know, like, oh, this guy know all these things, and oh, this guy had made so many projects, and then they'll be interested to learn about you, like who you are, what you do, and everything. That's how your about me should be. It's not be at the top. Okay, first show them your skills, showcase your projects, and then they'll be interested to know like who you are, what do you do in your free time, do you play games, do you what is the next thing that you're doing, all these things, and then connect with me. They'll connect with you. Simple as it is. Okay, to be honest, I'll just use this as my portfolio. I usually use peer list, like I don't have portfolio, I guess, but I'll try to use this as my portfolio. Okay, now let's just deploy this. Okay, now let's deploy this to Vercel. In order to do that, we'll have to make a GitHub repo. I think I have a GitHub repo for this Duo developer portfolio. Alright, I do have a GitHub repo, so I'll be pushing this here, but I would suggest you guys to create a GitHub repo. Okay, if you don't know how to create one, let me just show you immediately how. So click on this new button here, or you can also click on here. Go to this plus icon here on top right, click on this and select new repository. Okay, now you'll get something like this. Just provide it a name. Okay, provide some name for the repository and click on create repository. Okay, that's all. Then you can add your remote link. It will give you all the set of commands that you have to follow. You can follow that and then add it. Or let me do one thing. Let me just show you entirely like how to do. Because if you guys get confused, then you won't be able to submit the project, right? So I'll just show you. So here we say dev portfolio Duolearn. Okay, and then we click on create. Do not check anything here. Make sure it's public. Make sure it is public. Or if it's private, you can deploy in Vercel. You have to pay. Since you're deploying for free, you have to keep it public. Create repository. Okay, wait for a few seconds, and here you go. You got everything. So now what you have to do is you have to open up your terminal. Okay, do copy the first command. git init, copy that. Okay, and then do not worry about all these things. Copy this remote command first, git init, and then copy git remote add origin. Okay, enter it. Okay, for me it says already exist, so don't do what I'm doing right now. I'm just have to remove the old origin. Git remote remove origin. Okay, okay, now we have to do git add dot. Apparently I cannot increase my terminal, this one, font size, I guess. Resize. Unfortunately I cannot increase the font size of my terminal, guys. Sorry for that. I hope you guys can see the my terminal here. So the first command is git init, second command is git remote add origin here. The third command would be git add git space add space dot. Okay, and next commit can be this commit. Instead of, you can write this whole thing, or else you can change the commit message as well. So instead of first commit, inside the quotes right here, inside the quotes, instead of first commit, I'm gonna say done with project. Okay, and last you have to do git push origin main. Okay, no, do this, git branch m. Okay, and then git push origin main. That's all. So the first thing is you have to do git init, and then git remote add origin. Okay, and then you have to do git space add space dot. Okay, and then git commit, and then git push origin main. Okay, so you have to do all these 5 steps when you initialize for the first time. Okay, after this, if you want to push your updates again, you don't have to do all these things. You have to just do the last 3 steps: git add, git commit, git push. Okay, now if you refresh this page, you can see the code showing up here. It's loading, so we'll just give it some time. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just take a look at the chat. Do you guys have any doubts until now, guys? Alright, it's done. You can see now the code was pushed. You can see my commit message is done with project, and now we'll start deploying. So I'm gonna just go to Vercel. I'm gonna search for Vercel on Google. Go to vercel.com. Okay, and I have already signed in. You have to sign in. Okay, sign in with GitHub. Okay, so it will ask you to how do you want to sign in. You can just click on sign in with GitHub. Okay, now here you can see we have add new. Click on add new. Okay, it says project, domain, or team. Click on project. Okay, and now it says that select a git provider or to import an existing project. So I'm going to click on GitHub. You can select any of your git provider. Okay, now we can see it's selecting my account here, and it's asking me to search it. So what is the repo name? Dev portfolio Duolearn. So I'm gonna say, okay, it's here 1 minute ago, dev portfolio Duolearn. Click on import. Okay, now it will just ask you to configure, like it says, hey, you just create React app, is this your project name, and all these things. Just click on deploy, and that's all, guys. Wait for a few seconds, wait for a few minutes, it will be done. Okay, now it's building. So you can see it's building everything, it's installing everything, all the dependencies, doing yarn install. So it's cloning the GitHub repository from your account, and you have to wait for a few seconds. Okay, meanwhile, if you guys have any doubt, we can talk until it's deployed. Don't worry about these warnings. These are some warnings from React scripts. Ignore. Anything you see with orange can be ignored. Anything you see with red can't be ignored. Rule of development, software engineering, apparently. Okay. All right, and we're done. Congratulations. Within a minute, within a click, your whole thing was deployed. And now we can actually view this. So click on this image here. Okay, click on this image. You can see the new link here, and here we go. We have our app deployed. Okay, and someone asked me, like, how about, why don't, and you guys asked me, right? Who was that? Yes. Oh yeah, yes, asked me about, like, why can't we, what if we deploy to production, and why what if we don't run Tailwind on production, right? Right now we can see in production we're not running Tailwind. Why? Because we have everything in output.css, because all the class names that we used was outputted to css here, and we are using that. Okay, and let me share the link with you guys. You can take a look at it. Here we go. Okay, so that's it. That's all it takes to deploy right now. Initially, before, let's say like a couple of years back, there were so many things to deploy. You have to bundle yourself, you have to like upload the files, you have to manage all these changes with you a lot. Like in paid plan, you used to get all these like CI/CD automation and everything. But in free plan, you have to do everything. You have to deploy updates, you have to manage all the configs and everything. But now everything is just clicks. Connect to GitHub or connect to GitLab, whatever GitHub provider is using. That's it, you're done. If you have any config, you can provide it, just within few clicks it's done. That's how simple it is for deploying projects right now. So with that said, thank you so much guys for joining us on this amazing workshop. I really hope you guys had so many you guys had fun with this workshop. You guys had a chance to learn Tailwind, and I hope you guys understood like how to build a portfolio. Instead of just focusing on the stylist part, focus on the content side. Okay, and as I told you, like you guys were asking for internship session, right? How to like apply for internship, how to prepare for internship, all those things. So I'll just put up a poll either tomorrow or Monday. You guys select which day you want, what a time frame you want. I'll prepare a good workshop for that. We'll have a live workshop where we talk about internships. Okay, and with that said guys, thank you so much for joining, and if there's any question, drop it here, and I'll just get your attendance ready. Okay. Here is the attendance link. Any questions guys, you can let me know. I'll just get the chat in my mobile phone. If you have any questions guys, you can let me know. Attendance will be up for a couple of minutes. You can start filling up your attendance. So how do we get the certificate? As I told you, you have to deploy your project, and then I'll send out a submission link. Just submit the link. Okay, so this link, you'll get a link similar to this, like a Vercel app. Submit this link and we'll process your certificate. Okay, even if you're not able to deploy to this one Vercel, just upload your code. Just whatever the code you write, right, just zip the code and then upload it to a drive or somewhere, and then submit that link. That's enough. Okay, if you're able to deploy to Vercel, that's good as well. If you're not able to do with it, it's fine. Just send us the code that you have written, either via GitHub or with the Google Drive or something. Just upload it to anywhere, Google Drive, Dropbox, or anywhere, and make sure you have appropriate permission given so that we can see your code. Okay, and you can submit that link, and I'll just go through your code once. If everything is good, then we'll just get your email, and then we'll send out your certificates via email. Okay, but please fill the attendance. Do not miss that. Okay, clear about the submission guys? Any doubts on the submission part, project submission part? Any doubts on the project submission part guys? You can ask me right now. Is there any deadline to submit it? Deadline? um I don't want to be like, give you like, hey, you have to submit in like 2 days or something like that. It's at Sunday tomorrow. I hope you guys can finish this up in like 2 hours. Maybe Tuesday. Can you guys give it to me by Tuesday? Is that possible? I think it should be possible. It's very simple project, right? Hope you guys can deliver the whole thing by Tuesday. Okay, we'll process the certificates and we'll be probably sending out the certificates by Thursday. Okay, yeah, Tuesday. I think Tuesday should be fine. Cool. Great. Amazing. Right. So hope you guys are in the in our at least in any one of our community groups, either WhatsApp, Telegram, or Discord. Because as I told you, I'll be sending out a poll for the internship workshop. Make sure that you guys can vote that and then tell me that which time would be appropriate to you, either weekend or weekdays. Depending on the majority, we'll schedule a workshop for that. Okay. Because you don't trust me, I have a lot of things planned for that workshop. It will be like around 1 hour or maybe 1.5 hours, but all I'll give you 100% that you won't get bored in that workshop, not even a 1% bored. Because it's very easy to tell you that, hey, go to internshala, apply for internships. It's very easy to say that, but even if you go to internshala, if you apply to a company, there needs to be a lot of preparation in between. That's what we'll address. Okay, and then internshala has like hundreds of company, which are good, which are bad. So how to first assess the company and how to apply it then. Okay, because if you get an internship, you have to be working in a challenging environment. It's not like some boring environment. If you are in a boring environment, then you won't grow. If you're in challenging environment, you'll grow and you'll start crying as well along with the whole process. So that's how the work part should be. So we'll just go over facts, like how to do, what to do, how to think, what to consider, all these things. And yeah, so again, if you're not in any of our community, please, the links are in the description. Please click on any link, join either Discord or join WhatsApp or join Telegram. I would say please join Discord, because you can directly connect with us. You can drop a message there, you can interact with us over there. WhatsApp and Telegram are just announcement only. It's just staying there and just seeing whatever I post or my team post. So just come to Discord, you can connect with us, you can talk to other people, you can network with them as well. Okay. Okay, there's a chat. How will we get the link for submission? I'll drop it in the groups. Okay, WhatsApp, Telegram, or Discord group. um it's not like I don't want, as I told you, right, I don't want to be strict, like you won't get the certificate if you don't provide certificate. I mean, if I don't, you won't get certificate if you don't submit the project. The only reason I'm asking you to submit the project is because it's just like I give you some value and you give something in return, something like that. Okay, because I spent like all these weeks, Dave and I, we spent our time even with our work. We came here for 7 p.m. every day, and I appreciate you guys here as well. And we were able to teach you something, and we didn't expect any payment from you, or we didn't expect anything from you, right? Only thing I'm expecting is show us like at least something that you built. It's not like you have to build the entire thing. Even if you build half of the project, it's fine. I'll be more than happy to see you at least you made put up some effort to build it. That's what I want to see. I don't want to, it's not like you give me project, I give you certificate. It's just like, I mean, show us something that you built, right? Show me that, hey, like at least I've tried to build it. That's fine. I'll be happy to see at least half of the project. And certification is something I give you in return. Okay. Hope you were able to understand. Okay. Anything else, guys? Any more doubts that you guys have? Any more doubts? All right then. Cool. Then, if you have any doubts, you can definitely reach us out via Discord. You can drop a certificate and tag me over there. So, with that said, thank you so much for joining, guys. We'll just catch up again next week. Okay. So, thank you so much, man. Thank you. So, it was a great week for me as well. Really, it was a great week to interact with you guys. Talk about so many things and everything. So, really amazing. Thank you so much. Again, please join our community if you're not in our group yet, because we have a lot of things planned, and then I don't want you guys to miss things out. Okay, again, there's one thing, guys. The community call would be scheduled in couple of days. I really want everyone here to be in that community call. Okay, the community call is something that we do to let you guys know what we're doing in Duolearn. It's not like Duolearn we do everything in private and then you just come there and join, just say yes to everything. It's the community driven. So we show everything to you guys first before we show it to the outside world. So we are building this project platform because how many times let's say web development, right? But you want to learn more about it, you want to improve more, and you want to improve more, you want to build projects. but what to build, what projects to build, right? That's what the question is, right? That's the reason of building a project platform where you can sign in. We can just come there and you can get all the list of projects you want to build. You can sort it in difficulty level as well, like easy projects, intermediate projects, hard projects and everything, advanced projects and everything. So you can just go over the entire curriculum, you can start building it. Moreover, it's free and actually open source as well. Even you can contribute. Let's say you have this project in mind, you want to contribute, you can come there and contribute and earn a contribution badge. Okay, again, we'll give out bags to you if you contribute. So it's completely free, is something that we are giving it to the community. So we have an updates regarding that. We'll be scheduling a community call where you guys can join, and then give us your feedback. You can listen to what we're doing. We'll consider your feedback as well. So again, please join the community. If you're not in our community yet, it will be really amazing journey with us. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Adios.